Tangannya ke sini, tangannya ditarik ini.
Sakit kembali tarik. Tolong. Tolong.
Tangannya ke sini, tangannya ditarik ini.
Sakit kembali tarik. Tolong.
Shalom, shalom. Before I get started with this lesson, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rechach Wadash, giving double honors unto the head apostles of Great Millstone, who do rule well and teach well, with sound doctrine, Shalom, and to the elders and the elder bishops of Great Millstone as well, Shalom, Shalom. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, the men, women, and children listening and learning from the servants and prophets, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and a hearty shalom to the sincere brethren doing the work in truth and sincerity, spread across the four winds of the earth, giving diligence to make their calling and election sure. Shalom, shalom. So this is Brother Ashamath from the Watchman on the Coast out here in San Diego, back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, Adon Rathazah, Yahweh Rathazah. This reaches the ears of the hopeful elect. And this is going into what's going to come pretty soon down the pipeline to, the heathen nations, Esau, Edom, the house of Saul. And that's those spirits of vengeance that it created, to wreak havoc upon the earth, punishing the wicked and, delivering out a lot of death. So let's play this one more time and we'll go into the scriptures and a little bit of information. And I believe, these are Moabites, most definitely have to be Moabites by their dialect. It sounds like Cantonese, Chinese, or either Vietnamese. But let's play this one more time. This is pretty funny. When I watched this clip, I had a good little chuckle. And you can see the look on this orangutan, man. He looks determined to get this guy, man.
Tangannya ke sini, tangannya ditarik ini.
Sakit kembali tarik. Tolong.
So, just a quick little bit of information. How strong is a single orangutan? So orangutans are very strong apes, around 5 to 7 times stronger than humans. They can lift up to 500 pounds, which is about 3 times their own body weight. So this orangutan, if he would have got a good hold of that guy, he could have snapped his neck, choked him out to death, broke his knee, broke his leg, squished his head, Orangutans also have a strong bite force. How strong? Around 575 pounds per square inch, PSI. Almost 4 times the bite force of a human and only slightly lower than that of a lion. So he could rip that dude's, arm off. He could have been hungry. That animal's in captivity. And this, won't be a custom in the kingdom, to have zoos and so on and so forth. The animals will be able to enjoy their natural habitat. But due to Esau, Edom, and, him pushing that wine of philosophy across the whole earth of zoos, which started in the 1800s as far as being popular, an original invention of the, Egyptians and Babylonians, you won't have that, in the kingdom. This is Sirach 39 and 28. there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction, which is literally knocking right at the door. Jacob's trouble, the end times. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Al-Shadia, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Sirach 39 and 29. Fire and hail, which is going to come to be the very, very, very end time of destruction. The ICBM missiles, fire and brimstone, and famine, which is brewing right now on a worldwide scale, and death. A lot of people are going to die in the times to come. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts. Once again, this dude could have got bit by this orangutan right here, which has a bite force of around 575 pounds per square inch. And this orangutan, just to show you, this orangutan had his head through the cage. Right here. Almost got a good hold in the other dude, man. Sirach 39 and 30. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, physically and allegorically. Esau, Edom, looking to hit you with that venom. And also, you're going to actually have snakes out here, and all sorts of creatures out here wreaking havoc on people. And the sword. And Esau, Edom coming down with that sword. And the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. The wicked of our people, the heathen nations, and the actual wicked themselves. Esau, Edom. Sirach 39 and 31. They shall rejoice in his commandment. Whose commandment? Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. Let's get a couple precepts real quick. Isaiah 45 and 7. And it reads, I form the light and create darkness. Perfect balance. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, do all these things. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. And it reads, see now that I, even I, possessive statements, I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And this orangutan had a strong grip on dude, man.
Tangannya ko sa ini, tangannya ditarik hindi.
Through. Sirach 39 and 31. They shall rejoice in his commandment. Whose commandment? Yahweh Bashim Yahshai's. And they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. And that orangutan got the spirit put on him from Yahweh Bashim Yahshai to grab that Moabite up, which is a sign of what's to come. And all you mockers and scoffers, well, guess what? This is what's going to come to you. This is in the book of 2 Kings 2 and 23. And it reads, and he went up, talking about Elisha, from thence to Bethel. As he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city and mocked him. And that's what these scoffers and these agents of Satan, people who come up to the camp, people who come up on the comment boards, feel that they're doing. They feel that they're getting one up on the prophets. All you're doing is marking yourself. Here's an account of what happens to those that mock the prophets. 2 Kings 2 and 23. And he went up from thence to Bethel. And as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city. What they do? And mocked him, and said unto him, go up Thou bald head, go up, thou bald head. Let's read what happened to him. And he turned back, talking about Elisha, and looked on them and cursed them in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and tear 42 children of them. And tear 42 children of them. Let's go to Sirach 4. Sirach 4 and 5. And it reads, turn not away thine eye from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee. Give him none occasion to curse thee. Talking about the prophets, you know. Sirach 4 and 6. For if he curse thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him. Perfect balance. You know, those spirits of vengeance created for those who are meant to seek out judgment by mocking people, as far as the men and servants of prophecy, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, who do the work. And then you have those, on the other hand, who are able to send out a curse prayer to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and that prayer is able to breach the clouds. You know, it talks about that in Sirach, the 35th chapter. You know, I'll just get it real quick. Sirach 35 and 17. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds, until it come nigh he will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. For the Lord will not be slack, and the Lord does not slack concerning his promise, you know. And the Lord's doing a magnificent work, you know, in these last days, man. We can see it being played out, you know, precept upon precept, line upon line. We see the chip being pushed, you know, as far as the beginning stages of it. We see them coming down with great wrath as far as, you know, what they plan to do. The great accusation, which is going to lead to Jacob's trouble, persecution, you know, the famine, them trying to set up the technocracy grid, them setting up the technocracy grid, better yet, you know, which is going to be a failure on their end. Because that plan, as far as, you know, that new world order that they have, will come to naught at the end. Sirach 35 and 18. For the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient toward them. Who? The wicked, the heathen nations, and the house of Saul, till he have smitten the son of the loins of the unmerciful, and repay vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud, and broken the scepter of the unrighteous. Back to the topic. So the Lord hears the prayers of the humble, you know. Those prayers pierce the clouds. So all you mockers and scoffers, you know, you have a judgment like this waiting for you. Let's play it one more time. This is I ain't gonna lie, this is pretty funny when I seen it.
No.
Now imagine if that dude's homie wasn't around, you know. It was just him trying to fight off this orangutan. You know, no one to pull him back. That orangutan could have pulled him forward and just snapped his neck, crushed his skull.
Tangannya ko sa ini, tangannya ditarik ini.
Sakit ko ditarik. Tolong.
Definitely Cantonese or Vietnamese, as far as, you know, the dialect. Definitely has to be Cantonese or Vietnamese. This is Genesis 9 and 1. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast upon the earth. And that's going to return to the sons of God, you know, as far as the dread and the fear upon these animals being upon them when they see the sons of God. It talks about, the children of Israel, as far as our children being able to play with lions, being able to stick their hands in the snake's den and nothing happened to them, man. Genesis 9:2, and the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. And that's perfect balance, man, because you're going to have certain people on the earth, this is not going to apply to them, Romans 8:19. For the earnest expectation of the creature, talking about creation, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. And at the top tier of creation, you have Yasha Allah, the princes of the power, the top nation. But Esau, Edom, he runs the earth like a child. Now let's go into a little bit of information. The invention of zoos. So the first zoos were created as private collections by the wealthy to show their power. These private collections were called menageries. Wall carvings in Egypt and Mesopotamia, Babylon. Wall carvings in Egypt and Mesopotamia are evidence that rulers and aristocrats created menageries, zoos, as early as 2500 BC. History of zoos. The first zoo created only for scientific purposes, quote unquote, was the London Zoo in 1828. So once again, Esau Edom adopting the practices of the Babylonians and the Egyptians and making it popular and cashing in on it. And it's Esau, that pushed that whole concept of, putting animals in cages and making it popular upon the whole world. Now you got zoos all around the world. Romans 8:19, for the earnest expectation of the creature, creation, waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the living power. And we're God's, and we're not going to have zoos in the kingdom, putting animals in cages, The animals are even in captivity in this man's kingdom. That's why this man needs to be taken into power. This is Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of Adonai Yahweh Bashim Yashai. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yashai is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or an orangutan, and went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. I'm gonna read it again. Got a little excited. Amos 5:19. As if a man did flee from a lion, the day of the Lord, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. And the day of the Lord is not going to be what you think it is, man. For all you, Bible thumping Christians, it's not, a day of kisses and hugs where everybody sings, Kumbaya. No, it's not what it is. It's a day of judgment. And it's either you're on the right-hand side getting beamed up into a chariot, or you're on the left-hand side catching a ICBM missile, teeth of a wild beast, a bullet from, the Department of Homeland Security and their stockpile of 2 billion bullets that they have piled up, or you're catching some other judgment, a guillotine, you die from the juicy juice, the juicy J from the 3-6 Mafia, or many of the other ways that Yahweh Bashim Yashai can take you out. Wicked Jake and Jacob's trouble, ravishes your house, ravishes your woman and then eats you. This is, I think that's the last precept. Let me read again. This is, actually, let's get Job. This is Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee. And 6, in the numerical, chart, that's the number of beast, the beast, and in Jacob's trouble, what's he going to be looking to push? The MOT to the B, Job 5:19, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. The time of great tribulation, where they're going to push the MOT to the B and mandate it. Yea, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee. And 7 is the number of completion. You're going to have complete protection, if you're of the elect. This is Job 5:20. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword, from Esau, Edom, martial law, and all sorts of, trouble that's going to be lurking around in Jacob's trouble. Job 5:21, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. That's the type of spirit that the house of David is going to have on them, man. They're going to be laughing when people catch these type of judgments, Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Going back to Genesis, it's going to return just like this when the sons of God are given that power. Genesis 9:2, and the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon the fishes of the sea. The sharks, Leviathan, all going to be at peace with you. Into your hand are they delivered. Job 5:22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Job 5:23, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And that's what's going to happen for the elect. But if you're not the elect, then you got a cold judgment coming for you. Just like we've seen right here, except, this guy may have lived, but a lot of people are going to get caught up in these type of situations where they don't live. So I like to wrap on up. In closing, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Give a double honors to the head apostles of Great Millstone, who do rule well and teach well with sound doctrine. Shalom, and to the elders and the elder bishops of Great Millstone as well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, the men, women, and children listening and learning from the servants and prophets Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and hearty shalom to the sincere brethren doing the work in truth and sincerity, spread across the four winds of the earth, giving diligence to make their calling and election sure. Shalom, shalom. And until next time, next lesson, next live stream, next live premiere, next live camp, shalom, DTA, wa, abba, baba. Soon. Shalom.